should be on.
We are on? Maybe.
Yeah, it's showing live. Let's refresh. Double check. Yeah, we are live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. I think it's Monday. Am I right, Argin? Is it Monday?
It feels like a Monday.
Sometimes I forget the dates because I'm doing so much, and I had to check to make sure we are live. And we are live. And I think I'm the only one live on my cell phone. It's just one person live. But I know some of you guys are going to be watching this replay, which is awesome. Welcome back. If you guys haven't seen our first video, go back and watch our first video where we talk about what the kind of plan is, what this whole thing's all about. So if you're popping here for the first time and joined our group and haven't had a chance to look at the previous video to this one or the prior video to this one, you'll notice that we're going to be talking about some stuff today. So, Argin, officially today, I set up my Amazon store. There's no products in there, but I'm excited. It's the first time actually I've done anything in the e-commerce area. So I feel like, I don't know, things are wrapping up. Is this how you felt when you started your first e-commerce stores without having any product? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a long time ago now, but I mean, it's definitely exciting starting something new, right? And obviously, hopefully the money, if the money follows, then you want to continue doing that and scale it to whatever level capable. So hopefully, I didn't have anyone who taught me. That's the only problem with if I could go back and do things different, because there's a lot of times where I screwed up where I really shouldn't have. But there really wasn't anyone above me who showed me the ropes, so to speak. So hopefully we can do that, and the rest will be history.
Well, I mean, the same thing with Instagram. You know, when I was getting in the social media industry, you know, we were pioneering. There was no book, there was no college degree. You know, people went to marketing school to know how to market, but nobody went to school on how to grow a brand, you know?
Absolutely.
Obviously, big companies had a lot of money. They could have poured it into, you know, traditional media and, you know, blow their brands up and get their names out there. But, you know, pioneered, and I know that feeling. And I'm really happy that someone like you is out there, actually, who's able to help me in this process and show me. Oops. And the funny thing is I actually used your video to launch it. So if you're watching this, Argin didn't call me on the phone and tell me step-by-step what to do. He actually sent me his course, the sections that I needed to start up. So his course, obviously so far so good. It works. Started a store, and I wanted to show you guys my store. It's kind of weird. Let me go to the Amazon here real quick. Damn it. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. It's going to pop on the screen where you guys can look at it. I think it's showing. We're on Amazon Home. So this is, one second. Let me just go solo on this one. So just so you guys know, here's what it looks like. I know I can't see myself or Argin. But basically, 0 pending products, premium shipped, unshipped, fulfilled. So it's kind of showing you I have a store set up. I actually zoomed into this because I didn't want to show anybody the name of my store. Argin, correct? That's what you told me?
Yep.
And I knew that was our goal from the beginning, so nobody kind of knows what our store is, so we don't get any visitors or anybody, you know, messing with this whole launch. So, you know, basically the idea is to make sure that we are launching something that nobody knows what my store is called yet, because I don't want anybody manipulating the numbers or doing anything with it. So I have 0. Does it show visits also, Argin? Visit your store?
Not visiting the store per se, but once we get the products live, yeah, we're going to be able to see how many times people have seen the product on the search page, how many times people have clicked it and viewed the product. There's a lot of insights that Amazon Seller Central gives. And that's one of the benefits of signing up for the $40 a month program. So there's 2 programs that we could sign up with Amazon. There's an individual seller platform, and there is a professional seller platform. And we'll start explaining the differences as we go along as well. So.
Okay, let me get off of this and then get off to solo mode and move this image down so we can pop up. So the interesting thing is I already had an Amazon account where I purchased stuff from. So when I actually got the, you know, that first step course from you, Argin, it told, you know, like I was kind of confused. Do I create a new account or what I do? And And obviously right now I do not have a new LLC or a new corporation actually built for this specifically. So, I did it under my name. So what I did is I actually attached it to my buyer account. It allowed me to attach to my buyer account, and which you actually talk about. So just so, whoever's listening to this, so you guys have an idea. So if you already shop on Amazon, all it did is ask me to link it and actually opened up a seller's account now. So like a buyer's account. And it asked for my social security because I didn't have my corporate information yet because I don't have a corporation set up. I was able to put a name to my storefront, and I think it did, and then I put my banking information, so just in case something happens, they direct deposit the money and all that good stuff. So it was pretty basic. There was a couple parts I think got a little complicated. It asked me how many sales I plan on doing. I maxed it out, 500 plus, And I didn't know if that was going to limit me to anything, so, I maxed it out. It's basically common sense. It took me probably around 10 minutes, like 10, 15 minutes, and that was me with a few distractions. A phone call here, how it is. Even with distractions, it kind of worked out really quick. I'm really stoked about this process because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, Argin, to be honest with you. I'm still with a conversation. You said, how we send stuff to Amazon and Amazon ships it. So what is the next steps that we're looking at? And I know I might get a little ahead of myself because we do want to talk about the 2 to 3 people we're going to help out through this process, launch their own stores.
Yeah.
And also we're going to talk about how we're also going to, the 2 to 3 people we're going to actually help launch their stores specifically using your course you have in place. And everybody who's actually watching this, part of us is actually going to get a link probably midweek this week to actually the steps to starting your own store, the basic startup, where I'm at right now. So we're going to try to give as much value and, help you guys get also started, get committed, because I know a lot of times people talk about e-commerce. I want to do this in life. And, that's why, my whole brand, Daily Dose, is basically about not only do we talk about it, but we execute, and I'm kind of proud of myself that, even though you brought up this idea and I told you, hey, I want to do something like this, but I was like, hey, you know what? Out of my busy day, and I know I got a lot going on, I'm going to focus and create this new stream of income that I, wouldn't mind for a few of my other things that I'm going to have on the side, And
Sure.
I was at Scottsdale, Arizona. I was supposed to, set it up on Saturday, but I was speaking there, so I got really caught up. But I made sure that Monday morning, as soon as I got up, I set this up, because, it's all about execution. And Absolutely. I do believe, and we talked about the numbers game, what the potential is, like, making that $5,000, $10,000 a month in a short period of time through these stores. But I realize the execution and the commitment level needs to be also there to get this business up and running, as you're kind of juggling. So I'm really excited about that process too, that I'm going to get in and I'm going to focus on this. So I'm going to learn this new industry from you and actually dominate because, I want to reach where you're at, take you like, Frisella to get there. I want to do that also, in a short period of time.
Absolutely.
And that's why I asked you that question too. How hard is it to reach your
that level? Yeah, I think are we still on? Yeah, you're good.
If anybody can't hear us, please leave a comment because we can see your comments down and let us know if you guys can't hear us. But yeah, go ahead, Argin. So
at the end of the day, the action, like you mentioned, it's going to be on you, right? What I want to do is give that jump start and that push, but I can't do the work for everyone. I wish I could. I don't have enough time or energy throughout the day, But hopefully that burst and that launch pad, so that you understand the game, and now it's like, okay, it's automated and I get it. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's if I can do that, then I think I've done my job, because the rest is you're learning as you go, and now you have your business in place. So
yeah. So what is the next step right now? Once, let's say somebody, midweek, or not those few people we're going to choose who are going to start their own stores by you helping them step by step, through this process of finding the products and all the stuff that you teach in the course. But the other people who are also going to be, this actually, I'm going to pretend like I'm somebody who's just on Wednesday or Thursday. So once we do get this, store set up, there's no items in there. They have all my banking information, they have my social security. What is our next step? What are we going to be doing?
Yeah.
So people know what are some of the next videos that are being popping up.
Yeah. So we're actually going to be populating the store with product. Now the difficult side of understanding what sells and how I understand what sells on Amazon is my years of expertise in the field. So I just by second nature know the products that are selling well, and I've built relationships with the companies that um, I know where to get the products from, at what price to get the products from. And in short, we're just going to be populating the store with product. There's a couple different ways. Again, you can do e-commerce. The products that I do and I get from China is a little different, and it's a little bit more complicated. But we're going to be setting up products that are already selling as it is on Amazon. So the learning curve isn't going to be as much, and the cash flow is going to be quicker. So you're going to get the investment back on your money faster. You're going to be learning the process, and yeah, you're going to be making the money as you're doing that. So that was my motivation going into it.
Okay, so the initial goal is right now to set up the store, get some products in there, and whatever initial investment that's going to cost me as for buying the products, initial setup, and what could be potential the expense that I will be spending right now to populate the store? Because that'll be a good question. Probably people might want to hear. Like for somebody like me who's starting up, and I told you, whatever the number is, let me know. But you said we don't need to do that. You kind of told me a few things because it's not really that expensive. How much? What's the bare minimum someone could really spend and get the ball rolling on an Amazon store? Like somebody, who just basically like, come on, bro, I don't have $1,000, for example, or I don't have $5,000 to start a store. That's a lot of money,
Yeah, I mean, even at that level, I wouldn't recommend starting with that number unless you know some stuff about Seller Central, because you want to start small and scale up, just like anything else that's new. So at $100 to $200, you can get enough product where you're making 60, 70, maybe up to $100 back profit on that investment. So you'll make that let's say you spent $200 on product, you'll make that 200 back and another 100 on top, which is your profit. And from there, you can, as long as you see that the products are turning and the system is working, it's up to you to decide how much you want to invest. I would never recommend someone to get $3,000 to $5,000 worth of product if they don't know the system and they haven't seen the results themselves. So just start with the first order of $200-300, make your money back, and now you have, again, some kind of knowledge of what's selling, how it's selling, who's buying, and you're confident. Like, I think if you see those numbers, you gain a confidence in yourself that you can do this, which is, again, that's where I want to come in, and then you just blow it up. So
yeah, well, somebody like me, I like to scale things, and once I see something working, and I don't know if everybody will be in the same position as me. I like to scale my business. And, if I notice I'm making 200, spending 200, making 300, then I'll spend 500 and make 900 or whatever the scale numbers are. I'll spend 900 and make 1,500, or 1,500 and make that 3,000, or 5,000 to make that 15,000, as long as I understand the process. And once we get that populated, Argin, is it easy to manage? Will it be easy for me to manage this? Because, I have a very busy schedule. So how am I going to, how do you think I'm going to manage my store? And I know you're doing this full time because I'm committed to, like, I don't know what you're doing. So I don't know the side of the business, but I'm assuming you're going to be full time or something.
I mean, I am full time only because I'm on several platforms, and I'm just doing 1,000 different things at once. But if it was just for 3 or 4 or 5 products that are at Amazon's warehouse, and again, I'm not doing the shipping, I'm not doing logistics, I don't speak with customers. That's all on Amazon's shoulders because we're paying them for that service. It's very
so we missed that part. I was going to tell you. So once we order the product, I mean, I know we're going to try to populate. So how are we going to populate it? That's the question. Probably some people would say, okay, that's cool. I have a product. I want to populate it. So how do I populate? I need you to tell me something about something to Amazon or something.
Yes. So good question. Let's say you get 20 units of a specific product.
Okay.
Amazon gives you the option of shipping.
And I buy 20 units of some product or something. Okay.
Whatever product. You go to Walmart, you see 20 units of something. Amazon gives you the option of shipping that product yourself to the final customer, to the end user, or shipping 20 units combined to their warehouse, and then they'll handle the individual sales shipment to the final customer. So
Okay.
let's say you do have a busy schedule, like all of us do. Most people are working full time. Most people have other stuff that they're setting up. If you send that 20 units or 50 units or 100 units to Amazon, your job is done at that point. So they're responsible for logistics, shipping, returns, customer service, anything that's involving the end user. So that side of it, it's harder to explain verbally, but that's the concept. Once you see it in action, you're going to see how hands off it is in that sense. Now you want to check into your Seller Central account and see what's going on. So log in to see if you've made the sale, what product sold at what price, how much the fees are that Amazon is keeping and all that. So you want to monitor that like any other venture. But as far as hands-on doing something, you don't have to do anything.
Okay, so it sounds like basically we're going to order the product, and the product's basically going to come over my house, and then I'm going to ship it from my house if that's the way I'm doing it. Or I can have the place I'm ordering from directly shipped to Amazon, I'm assuming, yeah?
It'll be harder. How does that work? It'll be harder to convince companies to ship directly to Amazon. If they knew how to do that, they would probably do it themselves.
Okay.
That's where we come in as middlemen, so to speak. So we're getting the product and we're doing our job and sending it to FBA. If that company knew how to do that, they would probably do it themselves, or they would say that they provide that service. Most of them don't. Most of them are wholesalers, old school way, So
yeah, buy the product.
Yeah, which is good because that's where we have our advantage.
Yeah, because if the main manufacturer knew he could send his product to Amazon, have their Amazon store, I don't think they'd be working with this. Maybe. I don't know. But that's interesting. So basically, I got the initial store set up. It's basically blank. Now we're going to populate it with product, and then we're going to ship the product probably, this week sometime out to Amazon, and it'll take a week or two for Amazon to accept it, or what?
I mean, usually a first shipment for a brand new store will take no more than a week. It definitely doesn't take 2 weeks for it to be live. So let's say we're shipping from California to their warehouse in Virginia or something. So that's a 5-day UPS journey, so to speak. So it should be live within a week, but it usually doesn't take 2 weeks.
Okay. So then we'll talk about more logistical stuff around it, because I know there's a communication and stuff, because I know you got to probably reply to customers and things like that if people are like unsatisfied or they're talking about a refund and XYZ. We'll talk about that maybe in the next round once we get there.
Sure.
Have a product in there, we can ask those questions and see how that works. Quick question for you. If it was just only Amazon and you're doing this whole drop shipping, it's kind of like drop shipping. You're shipping your product to Amazon, they're shipping. They're basically handling all the logistics. How much time and effort do you really put into this? How much time and effort would you really cost you every day if you had the system just like that and you weren't on other sites? So you say that.
Again, with me, it's a little different because I'm constantly looking for new products. I'm constantly researching to see what else I can source to add to my line of product. But let's just, and here's the thing. If you stop working on any business, let's just say you stopped posting on Instagram or you stopped interacting on Facebook, it's eventually going to die out, right? So you want to be on top of that in that sense. And competition is going to arise in some form. Let's say you find a Purple Cow product that's selling 100 units a day. Eventually, competitors are going to, latch onto that product, find a similar product, so there's all sorts of dilemmas or problems that can arise. So you always want to be polishing the business, and that's full time for me. Now, if someone wants to do it part time and they just want another substantial income, then you just have to gauge how much you have to work. But the numbers are gonna vary from person to person.
Okay.
I hope that answers it. It's hard to answer that, but I hope that.
Well, because you're doing this full time and this is your kind of bread and butter. It's not like you're going to work and getting off at 6 o'clock and focusing on this. This is what you do. This is your 24/7. You know, this is what
Yes.
your livelihood. So that's totally understandable. Same thing with me when it comes to my business.
Yeah.
Really,
The way, hopefully, the way that we set this up, it's not going to be any more than 2 hours a day. That's our goal in this. Again, that's for people who are working full time. If you can put 2 hours a day, we're essentially going to be guaranteeing that you'll 2 hours and not just like sitting behind the computer screen and not doing anything, but actively learning and actively following the steps. Then it's not 99% sure that you'll see some success. So
yeah, you know, I'm taking your course step by step as I'm getting there, and I haven't reached those points because, you know, we're building. How much information does it really truly have in there? Is there enough information to really like take you to what you're talking about? You know, to proactively look, and you talk about those things, where to look and how to look for these things also.
yeah, so we
And you also help, because I haven't gotten there, because, you know, we're getting to that stage right now because we're getting
yes.
to populate the store. And I know people are going to be like, okay, what are you guys populating the stores with, you know? Is this something that you're going to be providing everybody information with the products, or are you going to just say, hey, guys, look for these types of products? Or are you going to say, hey, we have these couple dozen products that we think do really good, or these 300 products that we've already gone through, you know,
Yeah.
and they're still doing.
Yes, good question. That we do a combination of both. So we provide the products, certain products that are already selling well, which is how I want to start, and then we want to provide the logic of how we knew those products were going to sell, so that you can go and do your own research and again blow it up on your own time. Because if I was to spoon feed product after product to every single person, there is no growth in that. They wouldn't understand how. But if they understand the principle, which is, again, Amazon is very data driven. So I understand just by looking at a product now why it's going to sell, and it's not some guess. It's actual data that they're providing. So hopefully we can pull back the curtain on that and reveal. We don't want to reveal too much, but we want to reveal enough where you guys understand the concept. And I know with Tim, we're getting there, and I think from day one you understand the concept much more than than the first day.
Well, you know, I mean, once you start talking about these things, I always put on my business cap on Argin.
Yeah.
Don't you think, as business perspective, and this is way outside the topic, and I'm usually, you know, because I'm always in the creative space. Don't you think if you were the one finding products for people, you know, let's say you found 1,000 different products that you feel like could do really well, and you know, we had this community out there that you were getting products for them and saying, put this in your Amazon store. Can't you generate money that way for yourself also, and at the same time help us out? I don't know. I was just thinking, as somebody like me, I'm thinking like, if I did this business and I was the expert, I would think of different ways to make money and make people's lives even easier, you know? Because I know, like, for example, I will probably eventually start looking out and exploring the whole, you know, outside manufacturing world of what product I want. But I know it would have been kind of cool if you gave me like a catalog too, you know? I mean, obviously, it would have made my life.
That's actually a good idea that maybe we could implement. Who knows? That's why two minds are better than one. So
I don't know. I was thinking from a business perspective, and I'm pretty sure people over here probably listening to this and probably thinking, okay, that could be a really creative idea. But I mean, I'm just from a business perspective. I would like that would be kind of cool that if you could provide a service like that in the future too. And I know you already have those products, but I'm saying like products maybe down, and that could turn into another business model for yourself. You know?
That's actually because I know something to think about.
And I know a lot of times people fail is because even like on, you know, when people get into the product again without even using Amazon, it's just they pick products that people don't want to buy, but they're, you know, they're excited about it. Some people even manufacture products from scratch, like blueprint it out, get into the whole engineering designs, and then getting prototypes made for like $5,000-$6,000, but then nobody likes their product. And I know you're already going after point. But that was just, and I'm kind of sidetracked that, you know, but there's one of, you know, I'm pretty sure some people over here are probably creative, and maybe some people already have their own Amazon stores. Hey, there you go. You probably got a free tip from us on what you could probably do. It could be a new line of business, I guess, you know. I'll tell you something. Once I master this business, Argin, I'll probably be in that area myself, providing that kind of value. Because I'm the type of person, if my business is not growing, if I create this Amazon store and it's not progressing, that means it's dying. You know, everything I do, if it doesn't progress, to me, it's basically deadbeat, and it's like a dead horse. I'm not trying to revive it.
Absolutely.
Keep it alive before it dies, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, and how long do you think it'll take, let's say, for me to make, you know, $1,000 after everything, you know? Let's say
Thousand bucks. $1,000
thousand bucks.
profit. I think we
Yeah,
can do that in a month. In a month's worth of time, yeah. And
okay.
that's 5 days, 5 to 6 days a week, 2 hours a day. So,
Thursday.
and
That's
that's
about
maximum. Yeah, and that's maximum. So someone could understand the concept and do that in 3 days a week, an hour a day. So it's going to be
Wow.
person to person dependent, but within a month, I think we can hit 1,000.
Okay. So that sounds pretty cool. Extra $1,000. And is that something really hard to do? That's gonna be my question. Is that hard to make $1,000?
No, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate it a 3. If there's other ways to make $1,000, this would be one of the easier ones. Yeah.
So $1,000 a month for my Amazon store should be basically not too hard for me. Okay,
not at all.
That's exciting. Sounds really good because now it makes me think like, okay, how hard is it to make 2,000 or 3,000? I'll get into the whole loop of how to. And I know you're already climbing the ladder. You're making over 6 figures monthly. Which is great. Being 24 years old and being able to. You're 24, right? Or 25 now.
Just turned 25. Yeah.
Well, I forgot. You told me it was your birthday, but I just didn't know if you switched over to 24 or 25. But making that kind of money at 25 is not something, it's not bad. Let's say that. It's really at 25. I remember I was just dragging into my career and I was making decent money, but obviously I wasn't making 6 figures a month, which would have been great. So, congratulations on your success and all that too.
Thank you.
So I know you're going to pick 2 more people or 2 or 3 more people who you're going to do this with. And you and I actually thought about this and said, that'd be pretty cool because we have quite a few people in here who are actually super interested. Somebody might be like, are we going to pick, for example, U.S.-based people or Tier 1? When I say Tier 1, and you probably understand the marketing world, Canada, Australia, UK, U.S. What countries could we have a problem with, and why we can't pick those people from those countries to actually participate in it? This might be a really good question. But hey, family, we are going to take 2 to 3 of you, and we're going to walk you the same process that I'm walking through right now to build my store. And whether you're going to make your money back or make that $1,000 or something a little probably more to me, maybe you can allocate more time and I'll be able to allocate to this. So what are some limiting factors of people we're going to choose that we won't be able to choose? If you could just kind of like, I know we haven't even had this conversation, but I'm pretty sure there's some limiting factors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At this point, I think I want to stick with US based only because that's what I know best. So Amazon.com is different than Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.ca, which is Canada, Amazon.de, which is Germany. I know there's people from all over the world, but the products that are selling on Amazon.com and specifically that we can send to their warehouse, it's going to be harder for someone in Germany or in UK to send those overseas. Now, something that we discussed is I'm willing down the line to open up my doors and warehouse and location to ship out of, but I haven't thought about the monetary or even risks that are associated with that. And that's something that hopefully we can open up later, but as of now, the winners are going to be US based.
Okay, so you want to pick US based individuals in a group. So that's actually to me is very concerning because I have a real question for you. So how does somebody in Germany who's watching this right now, and somebody might not be in Germany, somebody might be, I don't know, somewhere else, Sweden, for example. So is your course going to be able to work for them too?
It's going to be limiting in certain aspects, and that's something that I want to be working on, but I haven't.
Is it limiting factor the product, or is it limiting factor the country? So that's, what's going to be a limiting factor? They still do the countries. So they still do the whole. They still go through the process of learning and knowing and identifying within their own country.
So that's the thing. Amazon.com is the big monster in this e-commerce game. Amazon.uk is its own entity. Amazon Sweden and some of the smaller countries don't even exist, but the numbers and the products are different from country to country. US is the mega star, so to speak, and that's where the data and all everything that I know comes into play. Now, that's not to say that it's limiting to those people in the future. That's what I want to figure out, and I think we do have a good system to figure that out a little later, but we haven't tested it for international, so to speak, across the Atlantic. Canada and Mexico and South America, that should be a little easier because they're closer to fulfillment centers. But if someone was to ship, maybe to put it this way, if someone was to ship the product from UK to a warehouse in the States, the shipping cost would already eat up all the margins. It's not drop shipping in that sense where someone's shipping it from AliExpress and they could ship it anywhere they want. And that in its own right is a little glorified e-commerce solution. So it has its own downfall, and FBA has its.
Okay, so this goes to another question that I would have, and I don't know, maybe someone listening here could. If you guys have some questions, please feel free to shoot them out in the comment section. We'll try to answer some of them while we're going at this real quick. It's a great topic, because my mind's thinking. So Argin, let's say I live in Canada, but I want to do business in the US.com area. Now, can I do that?
You could.
So do I have to sell? And this is the reason I'm saying is because I want that person in Germany to understand that they could also sell in the US. They don't have to go, Amazon.com/G.
Yes.
I don't know what their thing is.
Yeah.
So could somebody who lives in a different country start a store in the US?
They could start a store. They could start selling.
Okay, we got that little gap filled in now. I'm trying to, I'm trying to help some people. Anybody watching is discouraged and being like, oh man, I live in New Zealand, for example, or I live in, Australia. It's going to be a little different.
Yeah. They could definitely.
It's a big monster. If U.S. is where all the cookies are at, for example, from what you're saying, where all the money's at, why wouldn't I want to have a business in the U.S. and have it in, Hawaii, for example, even though Hawaii is part of the U.S., but, on a small island where there's not that many shoppers.
They could even set it up within their own country and sell here. But again, the logistical side is going to be the issue right now. And we're fixing that problem. And that's why I want to say I want to open up my door so that you can use it at least as a shipping address, instead of a business address, if that makes sense. So let's say,
yes.
And that's the distinction that I want to make clear. Right now, anyone can set up the U.S. account and start selling. But if they were to ship from UK to .com warehouse, it would be pretty expensive. Whereas if I was to ship it for them, it wouldn't be expensive. But if I haven't figured out a payment structure for that, I can't do that for free for hundreds and hundreds of people. I just haven't figured out what that would cost me, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. So, for example, and now again, this goes back. And I know we're covering a U.S. market space, and for me, I like to dig around and things. But some people have watched me in different situations. They'll know, I'll get into everything because I'm figuring this out.
Sure.
So I'm basically coming up with a strategy without even knowing anything about this e-commerce and how to make it work for everybody. So I believe this. I believe that somebody who does live in, for example, let's say Germany, and we're using Germany as. I believe from there must be a way where they can set up a store in the U.S. somehow, and when they're probably buying the product from, let's say, AliExpress or wherever it is, in the global marketplace, they could probably have that product directly shipped from there also to potentially Amazon. I know we talked about it earlier where we said if they knew that, they would do that. But I'm pretty sure if you can find a company out there, they probably will. And if you're buying bulk, they'll do anything for you, And I know, and I worked with some manufacturers before when we were creating on specific company stuff in the past. They'll do anything for that dollar, Especially if the dollar number is nice. They're willing to be flexible and ship it anywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
That's what I was saying. So you don't have to open up the Amazon in your country. You can still use this mega giant U.S. Customer base. A client base or this financial institution that say where all this stuff really happens, So
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you're watching this, I know you probably went on a little roller coaster ride and got freaked out and said, oh crap, I live in, Norway and there's no way I'm going to be able to make some money. That's not true. You can still tap into the U.S. marketplace. And I guess we just had to go a little back and forth here to kind of figure out, is this something that works for everybody? I know some of you guys probably got spooked, but it's okay. Albertino, it was nice meeting you too. I know some of you guys are here who were part of my tech talk in Scottsdale, Arizona. I really appreciate you guys being there and all the support you showed me. But, we're trying to figure out this whole e-commerce business. Not really figured out. I'm trying to figure it out. You already have it figured out. You're making your 6 figures. Married with some pina coladas. I know it's not that easy to get to where we got to Argin, but I'm totally excited, and I know that the same way I tackle social media, and in a year and a half where I came to 1 million followers, I'm going to try to hit this at least as heavy as I hit my social media, because I want to dominate in this area too. Because I know it's going to be an automated stream of income for me once I get the ball rolling. And, the same thing with social media now. It's after all that hard work, now it's like basically, a little flow to it. Gives me a little freedom to work on different side projects like this. And I do plan on dominating this industry. So next week, guys, actually this week, we're going to pick out 2 to 3 people. We're going to see, how much time and effort Argin can actually dedicate to this, and how many people you can really focus on kind of helping and sending and talking and communicating through this process, because basically he's not sending people the full course. And also whoever is going to be doing this course with us is going to have to probably sign some type of NDA, non-disclosure agreements, because Argin has some secrets in there that he doesn't really want to reveal completely. That's his tricks of trade. And I understand that. I would too if I was him, and so would you if you were him. And also same time, this week sometime, probably Thursday or Friday, Argin is probably going to drop a link where people can get their store set up. Is that what we said earlier, yeah?
Yes.
So if you're watching this and you don't have an Amazon store and you don't know where to start from, this week, Friday, we will have a link up with a tutorial video. If you click on it, where he will walk you through the process like he walked me through the process of the video. The same video I'm assuming you're going to share, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the video you shared me was taking me to the free version, but I had to do a paid version, so it was a little different. Argin, I think I'm aware of that too. But it was the same questions, except some of the pages look a little different, But it was no different than it's common sense. If you can't do this, I don't know. You shouldn't be in e-commerce. I guess if you can't do the startup one. So I'm happy that you're going to provide that value to everyone, and I'm excited to see who's going to actually launch their first store without having anything in there. Excited to find out what products to put in there, and hopefully through this month-long process, you guys take initiative on, building a store, looking around, getting an idea, and figuring out how easy is this or how hard it is, and how much we're really going to value Argin's time with us, and say thank you for really, helping us with this process, because I really don't know anything. I really didn't even know how to start a store. It's not because I didn't go Google it. It just, to me, it was kind of like, even if I Googled it, is it the right way? Has somebody else done it before? And I truly appreciate that you take the journey before us, and somebody like me today that has kind of lined up what everything is doing and decided to go this route. Someone like you's out there. Again, really appreciate you.
You got it.
For that. Anything else we can share? I know I'm fresh. I don't know much stuff. Anything exciting you can share with people? And can we? And I know you said you had a few more other students who've done this and they're making good money. Can we bring them on the show and have maybe them talking about some of the stuff they've done and how your program worked for them or anything? I don't know.
Yeah, I could definitely talk to some of them. Again, we haven't done a major launch or really taken this out to the public. It's been a lot of one-on-ones, and I'm just like that too. I want value up front to a lot of people. So whoever that I've met across the years who's actually been very interested in starting this, I just said, hey, let's get on one-on-one, and I'll show you. I'll pretty much walk you through it. I'll definitely ask them if they can come on and share their experiences.
Yeah. Okay. So let's try to do that next time we get ready to go public like we did today. Let's have them come in this group so we can share their faces so people can see who they are, and maybe even reach out to them and talk to them if they wanted to. I don't know, whatever it is. But okay, so next week, hopefully by this time, I should probably have a product in my store. You think I'll get a sale? I don't know. Is that pushing it?
No, if products reach the Amazon's warehouse, you will definitely have a sale. Let's put it that way.
Okay, that's exciting, bro. All right, so I'm excited to see. I mean, it's crazy. You tell me like in a week from now, basically, that having a hidden store and then not having a product would be Pretty cool.
Without advertising, without external traffic, without.
Yeah, so that's like, initial our conversation was that I told you that, you told me you have this great product. I said, cool, I know it'll work for me because I could push all these people from my Instagram, my Facebook, and all that. But could somebody who joined Facebook today, without even knowing what Facebook is, somehow clicks on our video and says, hey, what are these guys doing? Can I do this? Will it work? It should work for them. And I think that's what successful products are today, actually, to help people go from zero, nothing, to something.
Absolutely.
And I'm so happy that you're confident in that because we're going through this test process right now. So,
yeah, it's all out in the open. We're live. We're not hiding anything. And I think that's what real value is. And I think people are able to see that. I think you've been able to see that. And yeah, let's rock and roll. All I have to say is let's get the ball rolling and have the system work.
Okay. So also, this week we're going to just recap again. This week we're going to get two to three people who are going to Argin's going to walk through this process from scratch. Hopefully you guys don't know anything about it. If you guys do, even better, probably add some value to it. And if you do know about e-commerce, you don't have an e-commerce store, I don't think we should even pick you because it feels like you don't do shit. You have great ideas. Was never executed. So if you know more than me about e-commerce and you haven't really started an e-commerce store, please do not apply to be part of this program because I feel like you're the type of person who's never taken action. We want somebody who doesn't know anything and is so hungry about this to jump on his wagon. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody from here, but I wouldn't even know what level you're at. But just a word of advice, if you know more than I do about e-commerce and you still have been hesitant about starting your own business, that to me in the motivation inspiration world is somebody who's lazy, somebody who doesn't take action. And us building an e-commerce store would probably be pointless because you might just end the day, quit. We want somebody who's hungry. So if you're hungry, leave a comment below. Let us know again why you want this. Let us know that you're excited about this so we know because it encourages us to move forward by doing this for you guys because, we can't really tell, what the energy levels are because, technology is tech. So let us know in the comments if you guys are excited about what we're doing, if you want to learn more. And Argin, where should they I know you did a post actually earlier, I think last week, about the giveaway. So they should go back and comment on that post.
Yeah, I think we're going to do it Wednesday. So you guys have 2 more days. And yeah, I think let's do it there and see who the winners are.
Just to make sure people listen to this interview all the way, do not comment on this video about you wanting to win, to be part of it. Go back to that post Argin did 2 days prior, 3 days prior, and comment on that. That will show to us that you've been paying attention, and that's the kind of people we want, people who can probably follow directions probably in this process because obviously you got to follow directions to build something. So if you watch this video, do not leave a comment in here saying why you want to be the person we're going to pick. Leave a comment there in the second process. And then also, hopefully by Friday, we'll drop a link. Even if you did not get picked, we will still walk you through some of the first steps in starting your own business on Amazon. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Argin for taking time out of your busy Monday. I know it's Mondays everybody wants to not do anything. It was a really busy, extremely busy Monday for me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys all showing up. I know some of you guys might be tired getting off of work or whatever your life situation is. We appreciate you guys being here with us, taking time out of your day. We plan on actually helping you change your life. So hopefully in a month from now, if you jump on this wagon, your life changes. Hopefully what Argin is teaching is going to be teaching me, and you can be also part of this, where this will supply your mortgage that you're so worried about, or that car payment you've been worried about, or whatever it is that you're struggling with, a student loan, or that business idea you want to launch but you don't have the capital. Maybe this could be a launching platform for you to get to that, So we're totally excited to see how people's lives change through this process because I know this is going to impact my life somewhat in different areas, and always adding value, always adding extra cash. I'm happy about that. I could never say no to extra money. I'm happy with that. So Argin, thank you again. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for the love and support you guys have been showing us so far. If you guys feel like there's somebody in your family or friends on your Facebook community that can actually benefit from this, please invite them here. Don't feel like they're going to take away value from you or not. There's plenty for everybody to eat. The world is a big place. There's plenty of businesses. There's plenty of money in the digital space. So don't get greedy. Share this information. Love you guys.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. exit out of this bar cap. All right, Argin. Talk to you soon, bud.
Take care, Tim.
Take care.